Well, the federal government's decided to up-ramp its work for the Dole scheme. It's had some trial projects it thinks has worked, and now it's going to be spreading it across the country, where young people will have to do 25 hours of community work, 15 hours if you're a bit older, and they will have to go for 40 jobs a month.
Which is 2 a day. So
Yeah.
20 working days in a month, that's 2 a day, plus at least minimum 25 hours of community work or community service.
Yeah, see,
a big ask.
I think in principle, though, if you're going to do this community work and community service, you're going to be out there, you're going to be working alongside people, you get involved in that regimented, disciplined idea of work, which might not be available if you can't get a job. And therefore that might give you a CV, may give you contacts and the capacity to then move into employment. The question is, are they going to be able to get enough of these projects up? Are the people going to be doing worthwhile things as a result of these projects being set up? And when we spoke with the Minister earlier today, he was saying that he doesn't think people should be just looking for jobs in their own area, that if there aren't jobs in their area, and we've got high levels of unemployment in southwestern Sydney, for instance, he thinks they should be prepared to move out of their area. We're talking there, when you look at the numbers of what jobs are available and how many unemployed there are, you're talking about the potential exodus of thousands of people.
It's a mass evacuation. I think the bigger issue here on this work for the Dole scheme is this old school notion that everyone who's on the Dole is sitting back watching TV during the day. They sleep till midday. It's the Paxtons. Right, that classic story from the from 20 years ago, from A Current Affair, where Shane Paxton was your archetypal Dole bludger. And yet the world's moved on, and if you have a look at the high unemployment rates we have, particularly in pockets of Western Sydney, are you really telling me that a lot of these kids don't want to work? I mean, I've seen a lot of kids in their 19, they're 20, they're busting their chops to get a job. The problem is for them, they've got no money, the family's got no money to help them get out there. They've maybe been to university, they probably have a degree, or they've been partway through a degree. How do you get out? How do you start that process? It's a catch-22. And I don't think a Work for the Dole program takes into account, particularly young kids who don't live at home for various reasons. How can they possibly afford to even apply for 40 jobs and go and do 25 hours of community service?
If the community service is worthwhile, paid for by the government, structured by the government,
no problems with that.
That might give them something that they can go on with. I think a lot of the questions we're raising about this are really legitimate, but we won't get a real answer until the scheme is up and running and we start to see some of the experiences, and we'll start getting the calls from people giving it either the thumbs up or a big thumbs down, and that'll start happening next 6 months.
I don't think we'll have to wait for very long.
No.